Hi guys, it's Aaliyah. Welcome back to my channel. So this is another journal and I'm in closer, so hopefully that helps because this journal is smaller, so I didn't want to be so far away. So this is another journal walkthrough, and this is actually one of my all-time favorite journals I have ever made. And I think it's because I absolutely love the way this cover came out. So I look at it and it's just, I don't know. I'm really, really loving this cover. What I did was I basically framed it with some vintage lace that goes all the way around, and the little flower appliques in each corner, as well as the little band here, those are also vintage. The only thing that is not vintage is the paperclip that I used to make the hanger. And this is just regular coffee dyed paper. But actually also the little trim used to, you see how it's used to line the bottom of the dress and then the waistband, that is vintage too. So this is a very vintagey looking journal. And then the spine here, I covered it with some of this pretty lace. And then the back, it's just plain. It's just the same material as you can see behind there. And it has the eyelets for the closures, and it has 3 signatures, as you can see. And this this journal was made with paper bags. It was just what I did was I took 2 lunch bags, just the regular brown lunch bags, and I put them together like this, so that way it made the cover this way. So that's why it is the size that it is, because I used the bags. So let's get right in, and hopefully I can untie this without, I don't know, because I have a double strings, so I always get confused, like they're double. All right, so let's get into this. So on the front side, or not the front side, the front cover, am I in frame? Oh yeah, I am. Okay, good. I put some vintage book page, and then I have it's like a vellum sticker over it, and then I also did some of the same material from the outside to reinforce the spine a little bit too. And let's get started, because this is going to be a lot to go through. And I might not go through every single pocket, just because I do sometimes duplicate a lot of the ephemera, so it might be the same type of thing. So on the first page, it's actually, I believe it's a glassine bag. And I have a little tag that I made, and I just did a little collage on the front. And these little squares, they were gifted to me from Evelyn, so I have bunches of them. And I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted to do with them. Well, I know I want to make a cover, but I haven't gotten that far yet. But I wanted to play around with them a little, so I used them on the tags. Did some layering there, and then in the actual glassine bag, we have a little, just a little place to journal. I have to keep looking up just to make sure that I stay in frame, because I am closer. And this journal is small, but there is lots of space to write in it. So here I have a little, like a little fold out booklet type thing. And this is made with a paper bag, my grocery bag, honestly, from the grocery store. And then I just, oh, actually, sorry, it goes this way. But you can, use it for some extra journaling space. And it tucks right back in there. And here, look at these little things. They're so cute. I made little books, and they have little book pages inside. So, so that's, I don't know if you can see it. Oops, there we go. A little book, and then I hung it on the bulb pin, and there's a little heart charm there. And so lots of nice blank space to write. How does this go? It's all right. Here I just did a little pocket. We have some Trivial Pursuit card and a hallway pass. Lots of room there. Here is one of those flip outs. It flips out into a big sheet. And then what I did was I made tags, and I just basically, I sewed around them just so it's not plain. I wanted to give it a little bit extra, oomph. And then I have a vintage playing card behind there. And here I have a little cluster that I made with some bits of different laces, and then I put a little button there just to kind of bring it all together. And here we have a little flip up, and then it also flips down, so we have lots of journaling space right there. And then here, it is a tuck, but it also opens so you can journal there. And I just did a little collaging on the front. Here's a, it's also made with a paper bag, because I was trying to recycle my bags. And so I was trying to think of different things that I could do with them. So I've done projects like, let me just show you real quick, completely off subject, I'm sorry, but I used it to make some more of these, like several of these. And I did some other things with them, but I just can't remember what I did, everything I did. But I did some tags like this, where I just kind of collaged on some different, music paper, book paper and stuff, because I wanted to, I don't know, just try something different. Here's another one of the little books here. A little heart charm on there. And then here I made my little, it's like a little fabric sample, but it's not fabric, it's paper. And then I used my pinking shears to do the edges, so it looks kind of like fabric. I thought that was kind of neat. And let's see, what else do I have? Here's another little flip up and flip down for lots of journaling there. And just did a little collaging on the front as well. And if I'm going too fast, I'm sorry. I just don't want to be here till tomorrow. Because, sometimes I do ramble on and it can be... Oh, here's another thing. I took a little piece and I just did a page on the front and made that into a little journaling card. And then I just put little bits of paper from a music sheet. And here's a page number. I didn't want to throw it away. I had ripped off that part of it, and I saw the number was intact. So I said, you know what, let me just rip it off and put it aside, and I'm going to include it somewhere. So I did that. Here I did another one of the tags where I just did various pages. You can write on the back, but kind of just like a collage and stuff like that. And there were those two pieces there. So that's the end of the first signature. Now we jump into the second signature. And again, it's going to be the same thing. So here's the glassine bag. It has a little booklet there and one of the little tags there. And I tried to stay, like when I was doing the ephemera and the pockets and stuff, I tried to make 3 of everything. That way each signature kind of was the same. So see here, we have another one of these I made with the paper bag, my grocery bag. So there's going to be 3 of those. So it's kind of like when I did it, I like to make the tuck spots and the ephemera before I put everything together after I make the cover. Usually I'll do the cover, then I'll cut out all the pages, and then I go to making the pockets and tuck spots and, little things like that, and then the ephemera, and then I put it all together in the end. But when I was doing it, and here's one of the big pockets, when I was doing it, I was doing at least... oh, and see this, it ripped a little here, and I was going to put washi over it, but I kind of like it. It's sort of like used looking, kind of grungy. I mean, whoever gets this, if they want to put some washi, they're more than welcome. Or, that tape where you make it look older. I kept it like this only because it sort of looks like, like if you're taking an old book off the shelf, some of the pages might be ripped. That was my thinking behind it, but... You can definitely do whatever you want to do. Here's another little book I made and another little kind of fabric swatch sample. Oh yeah, but like I was saying, I made 3 of everything. And I think maybe 6 of some things, just so I could have 2 of things. And it worked out really well. And then there's a little bit of uniformity to the journal. So there's, all the pockets kind of have a mate, if that makes sense. Oh, and here's another. I actually really like these, and I like the fact that the backs are from my grocery bags, and I go grocery shopping every Sunday. So, I used to just use the bags as my recycle bags. Like, you have to separate your trash for trash and then recycle. And obviously you can recycle a paper bag. So I was using my paper bags in my kitchen to like put like the bottles, cans, things like that. And then I just took the whole thing and put it in my recycle dumpster. But then I decided to take a couple upstairs, and that's what I did. So here, this didn't have a home, but I didn't want to not include it. So there's another little booklet that does come with a bulb pin, and then you can put it wherever you want in the journal. And then this is just some more journaling space there, and this flips up and down, and then I'm just going to tuck that back in there. So yeah, this one was definitely it took me a while to do this. This was one of my like longest process journals, like not process journal, but like, you know, to put all together, to make everything for it, to complete it from start to finish. It did take me an awful long time, and I worked on and off with it. I don't know. I mean, how long did it take? I mean, maybe close to a month to do it. And I also did other projects as I was doing it. Sometimes if I work on something too long, I kind of, you know, need to get moving. And if I'm a little stuck, I'll put a project to the side for a while, and I can always come back to it. And with this, it was a very big project for me to take on personally because of the number of pages, the amount of ephemera I had to make, the amount of tucks and, you know, pockets and stuff. But I was completely fine with it. I would work on it and I would stop, and I would work on it and I would stop. And sometimes a week would go by and I was doing other things in the meantime, and then I'd, you know, take it back out and work on it some more. And I honestly, I liked it that way, because then that way I actually finished it and I never got tired of it. So sometimes for people that have that issue, like, you know, you work on a project, but then you kind of get not tired, but it's like, oh, it's the same thing. You want something new, but you don't want to, you know, kind of neglect it. This is a perfect thing. Just put it on the shelf and start something else. And when you're ready, you go back, you take it off the shelf and continue working on it. And that's what really works for me. And I'm sorry I'm talking as I'm flipping. I'm not really showing, but I just don't want to stop and, you know, talk and be on the same page, because I do stuff like that and then we'll just never get done. Oh, and here's another little book that I made. So, yeah, so that's some good advice that I can give you if you do kind of lose your mojo on something and you're in the middle of a project. Stop doing that project. Put it to the side. Watch some videos or do some like mass making of like ephemera or something like that, because it kind of clears your mind, and then it makes your mind want to do, you know, something else. Oh, this one's different actually. Let me just show you. So this is a flip up and a flip down, but it's also two pockets right here on the front. Well, not really two pockets. I shouldn't say that, because you can tuck here and then you can tuck behind, but really I just tuck everything behind. And that's actually, I saw this style when I was watching a tutorial from Shabby Dabby Doodah. She showed how to use up book pages to make these types of pockets. And so I just put this pocket on the front of the flip, because why not, right? Yes, I do. I get a lot of my inspirations from watching other people's projects, and I love watching people that do tutorials, because it just, sometimes things that I wouldn't even think of, I'll see them do, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, that's brilliant. So yes, I love watching other people's tutorials. However, I do have a little confession to make. And it's nothing against anybody on YouTube, but I have a very short attention span. And sometimes if a video that I'm watching is over, I think my max is really 20 minutes. If it's over that, sometimes I kind of forward it a little bit through the rest of the video. And I don't know why. I just have a very short attention span, which I know it's kind of weird. Because I'm an adult. I should be able to sit down and pay attention to something. But for some reason, yeah. Sorry. So I do apologize. I have a very short attention span, and a lot of times my mind is all over the place. I think these are just blank pages. Yes, and here. And we're coming to the very end. And then I did another little, what's it called? A sticker, but oh, a vellum sticker. Oh, that was what I was looking for. So that is this big chunky journal. And actually, let me give you the measurements and the page counts because I did write them down. So the journal, it measures 4 1/4 by 4 3/4. So I don't know which way is which. Oh, I think 4 1/4 is this way and 4 3/4 is this way. Obviously, like I said in the beginning, 3 signatures, and total pages is 168 pages. And when I say pages, it's counting like the front and back, like just like a book. So if a book has 168 pages, it's page 1, you flip it, back is page 2, next page is page 3, you know, like that. Because sometimes I feel like it's confusing for people, especially when they're reading a listing on Etsy, like how many actual pages do you have? So is it physical pages or is it page sides? And I've noticed that some people do pages like the book. So like how I do 168 pages, they'll do it that way. Some people only do the amount of pages, the actual physical number of pages. And then some people do the physical pages doubled. So it's a little confusing, but in all of my journals, I do the page count as like a book would do their page count, if that makes sense. So this little chunky monkey is available, and I named it in my Etsy. I called it, I think, Just a Dress Junk Journal for obvious reasons. And I can't get over this cover. I think I have to take a picture of this just so I can always remember it, because it's just, I'm really proud. And I don't want to sound conceited or anything, but I always struggle with journal covers, always. Unless I get a really good inspiration or something is gifted to me and I'm like, that needs to go on a journal cover. Other than that, I struggle so hard with creating my journal covers. But this one, and this, to tell you the truth, it came together on a whim. I was working on something else, and I had made a bunch of these because I was watching G's videos. She showed how to make these. And I had some hanging from my, like right above here, I have this like, you know those little overhead lights that you find? They're like a track light, but it's really skinny. It's probably about like a 1/2 inch wide, but it's long LED lights. I have it up there where my camera sits on, just to give a little bit more light here. And I had some of these hanging there, and I said, that would make an awesome journal cover. And that's how this whole journal actually evolved. That's how the whole thing came about. Like I didn't even have an idea to do this, and then I saw the dress, and the rest is history, as you can see. So sorry for rambling on so much in this video. It was a kind of a long one because it was a kind of a big journal. But if you are interested in it, it will be in my Etsy, and I'll leave all the information to that in the description box below. So I hope you enjoy this walkthrough, and as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will definitely catch you in my next video. Bye.